James Harden now has a job at Walmart, while LeBron James is busy delivering pizzas. Meanwhile, Kevin Durant has taken up construction work. Surprisingly, NBA players are now engaging in regular jobs outside the basketball court. In 2012, LeBron James took a big chance by trading his basketball jersey for an apron. He invested $1 million in Blaze Pizza, a relatively unknown restaurant. LeBron, being all about making money, wasn't ready to lose any. So he dove into learning the ins and outs of the pizza business to ensure success. Check this out, there's this guy wearing a basketball shirt, but he doesn't even know who LeBron is. It's ridiculous. I'm like, dude, take off that shirt. You haven't earned the right to wear it. Now let's talk about LeBron and money. So 5 years into Blaze teaming up with LeBron, Blaze Pizza blew up. From just 2 shops in 2012, they grew to over 300 by 2020. They're set to hit $1 billion by the end of 2021. That's insane success, right? On a different note, there's this NBA player Adrian Danley. Back in the day, he was a big deal, winning Rookie of the Year in 1976 and averaging over 30 points a game for 4 seasons by 1983. Over his 15-year career, he raked in more than $3.5 million. That's like $16 million in today's money. Rich, right? But here's the twist. He ends up working as a crossing guard after retiring. Why? Well, turns out he didn't want to blow through all his millions. Some NBA stars struggle with handling their money, and Adrian chose a humble path post-retirement. Can you believe it? From basketball stardom to helping kids cross the street. Life's full of surprises, huh? Let's talk about the Hall of Fame and why Tim Duncan deserves to be in it. It's not just about his basketball skills, but also what he did after retiring. Tim earned over $200 million in his 19 NBA seasons, and he loved spending that money on unique cars. American muscle, Lamborghinis, trucks, you name it. One day, while passing a car shop regularly, he got his best idea ever. This is how Blackjack Speed Shop came to be. Tim found a new love for working on cars and started his own shop. Surprisingly, he ended up helping the Spurs more outside the basketball court than he did during games. Tim went all out, rebuilding cars for players like LaMarcus Aldridge and customizing rides for Kawhi Leonard, Manu Ginobili, David Robinson, and even their GM, R.C. Buford. People were impressed, and they started calling him the real MVP. Now some NBA players follow their passions, while others take unexpected paths, like Darko Milicic. Darko was a high pick in the draft, but didn't live up to the expectations. After a mediocre 10-year career, he retired at 27. Retirement initially felt good, but Darko soon felt a void without basketball. He struggled to find fulfillment until he realized he needed a new job. However, the challenge was that basketball was all Darko knew. Despite this, he decided to explore other options. He wanted a job where he could excel. The transition wasn't easy, but Darko was determined to find his true calling. What's he going to do with those skills? Well, that was a question even he couldn't answer until one day on a flight back to his home in Serbia, something caught his eye. Surprisingly, all his childhood buddies were in the same profession, fruit farming. Curiosity piqued, Darko decided to give it a shot. During his trip to Serbia, he rolled up his sleeves and dove into the world of tending crops. To everyone's surprise, he excelled at it. It might sound unexpected for a guy who made it to the NBA, but Darko clearly enjoyed physical labor, and fruit farming weirdly brought him the same satisfaction as playing in the NBA. He loved it so much that he invested a whopping $8 million from his NBA earnings into his very own fruit farm, allowing him to pursue his true passion. Fast forward to 2021, and his global fruit empire yields over 10,000 pounds of fruit annually, making a significant impact on alleviating world hunger. The next time you bite into an apple, you might want to send a mental thank you to Darko. Although his NBA career might not have been as long-lasting, Darko found greatness as a fruit farmer. On the flip side, Karl Malone achieved greatness as an NBA player. A 2-time MVP, 14-time All-Star, and second all-time in points scored, Malone's on-court success was undeniable. However, he never derived as much satisfaction from the NBA as he did from a regular job he took on afterward. When Malone decided to retire from basketball in 2004, he was eager to pursue his real passion. After nearly 2 decades of hard work, he wasn't ready to call it quits. Malone tried his hand at various jobs, including opening Toyota dealerships, Jiffy Lube car shops, Texaco gas stations, a teriyaki grill restaurant, Arby's, a couple of Burger Kings, cattle ranches, hunting tours, and real estate ventures. He dabbled in many things. However, none of these endeavors fulfilled his deepest desire. Surprisingly, since childhood, Karl had dreamt of something unconventional, getting likes and subscribers on a channel. Yes, the 2-time MVP had a unique way of expressing his dreams. Want to make it to the Hall of Fame? Hit that subscribe button. What are you waiting for? Jokes aside, as a child, Carl's dream job wasn't in the NBA. His true passion was driving big trucks, the kind of trucks that matched his larger-than-life persona. So, he ventured into the lumber trucking business. In an interview with Tulsa World, he expressed his satisfaction saying, "This is what I wanted to do. It's a big responsibility, but I love it. See what I do? Just go out and be a professional truck driver." Carl's dream job might seem unusual, but it's nothing compared to the unique journey of LaRue Martin. From being a top pick in the NBA draft to working for minimum wage, LaRue Martin's story is perplexing. Standing almost 7 feet tall, he was a college legend, averaging 18 points and 16 rebounds per game. In the 1972 NBA draft, the Portland Trail Blazers chose him as their #1 pick. However, his rookie season proved disappointing, with only 4 points and 4 rebounds per game. He didn't play well, and things didn't improve over the next few seasons. He started scoring only 5 points per game, but even that wasn't enough. LaRue left the NBA in just 4 years. 4 years in the NBA isn't a lot of money, especially considering the pay in 1976. LaRue had to find a new job to avoid becoming homeless. He started applying for jobs, and eventually, he became a UPS driver. UPS had high expectations for him, similar to Portland, but this time, he succeeded. LaRue worked hard at UPS, climbed the ranks, and became an employment manager. LaRue isn't the only one who transitioned from sports to a different career. Karen Butler, an NBA champion and 2-time All-Star, found himself working at a fast food restaurant after making over $80 million in the league. Realizing he couldn't play basketball forever, Karen thought back to his first job flipping patties. In 2010, he used his basketball earnings to become the owner of Burger King, where he once worked. Eventually, he owned 6 Burger Kings. Did you ever think he would end up working at Burger King? Not all NBA players face financial struggles. This guy was making a lot of money both on and off the basketball court. Unfortunately, not every player has the same luck as Karen. Take Vin Baker, for example. He went from earning a whopping $90 million in the NBA to being homeless, scraping by on just $11 an hour. Baker used to be a big deal, a 4-time All-Star, and one of the NBA's rising stars. However, things took a turn for the worse when he got traded to Boston in 2002. As it turns out, Baker had a secret life. While he was putting up impressive stats on the court, he was also struggling with a serious drinking problem. His addiction became impossible to hide when doctors discovered his damaged liver during a physical. The Celtics suspended him, and things went downhill from there. Baker couldn't shake off his destructive habits, leading the Celtics to release him. His demons continued to haunt him, and by 2006, he was out of the NBA entirely after brief stints with other teams. Despite his millions, Baker's life took another unfortunate turn. He developed a new, even worse addiction: gambling. Night after night, he frequented casinos, losing millions each week. Eventually, Baker couldn't keep up with his mortgage payments, and the bank seized his house, forcing him to move back in with his parents. In 2011, everything seemed hopeless for basketball player Baker. He felt like he had no purpose in life until a surprising call came from Howard Schultz, the former owner of the Seattle Supersonics and current CEO of Starbucks. They had become close during Baker's time in Seattle, and Howard wanted to help Baker turn his life around. Howard offered Baker a job at Starbucks, and Baker eagerly accepted. Standing at an impressive 6'11", Baker became the tallest person ever to serve a pumpkin spice latte, donning the iconic green apron. It wasn't just a job earning $11 an hour for Baker. It was a lifeline, a second chance. Over time, he worked his way up to a managerial position, and things finally started looking up for him. Now let's talk about another player, James Harden, who has taken an unexpected career turn. Picture this. I was strolling through Walmart's aisle 11, grabbing my favorite Cinnamon Toast Crunch, when I stumbled upon something unbelievable. Harden, the basketball star, is working at Walmart. You know how life can throw unexpected curveballs, right? Well, even top athletes like James Harden have backup plans. Speaking of surprises, have you seen LaMelo's funky hairstyle or Zion's shaved head? It's like they're from another planet. Curious for more? Click on this video to check out the wildest NBA player haircuts. And hey, if you enjoy our content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for more entertaining updates.